Hello and welcome to WrestleLine, our live as it happens NXT TakeOver in New Orleans show. And you've joined myself, John Scott, and Matt Essex for this, what is going to be hopefully a very good TakeOver show tonight. Of course, everyone very much in the WrestleMania fever. Going to bring in my co-host for this one, Matt Essex. Matt, how you doing? And really in the full flow now of the WrestleMania weekend as we go with NXT TakeOver here back in New Orleans.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, and I'm pretty excited to see what this show's got in store. Now this is on, I'm actually like really ready for WrestleMania now. I mean, it's just suddenly hit me, but like it's here now. And looking at this is a good intro to this. It's got a very Triple H kind of vibe about the way this is starting off with this rock band.
Yeah, so into all that stuff, isn't he? The whole rock stuff. Well, everyone, thanks for everyone, by the way, who gave us some great feedback yesterday for the preview. Don't forget that's available for anybody that hasn't gone through the whole WrestleMania preview we've done. I've got great feedback from that. Some people agreeing with us, some people disagreeing, but that's all part of the fun, and was really cool to have that kind of reaction. I think it's probably one of the biggest ones we've had thus far on a WrestleMania weekend, so shows how much is going on in the world of wrestling at the moment in terms of this WrestleMania weekend. So yeah, it's really cool. For those of you that maybe are listening to us for the first time, you might not have come across this podcast. If you like what you hear, if you want to hear a more generalised show that we normally do, just hit the subscribe button after listening to this, and you can get WrestleLine through all of the various platforms, which include iTunes, SoundCloud, that we're actually going interactive with tonight, iHeartRadio, Podcast Addict, and many others all around the globe. We have all of them. Yeah, a really cool little intro there, Matt. I kind of liked that. Something a bit different, isn't it? To have the live performance going on with the intro. It's kind of it's actually a good idea, really. I mean, it sort of has some. I mean, rather than just a band coming out playing live, there's actually like kind of a reason for having it in a way, which sometimes doesn't always happen, does it?
No, yeah, it's a good little thing, and that's just the things I like about NXT. There's always something a little bit different than the other pay-per-views out there, and they always seem to do something just enough to make them feel special. And, you know, I'm loving the fact now that we're kicking this off with the ladder match. I mean, I'm pretty excited about this match in general. Yeah,
this is going to be really cool, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, and again, this is for the new title belt that they've introduced, the North American title. What do you make of having that, Matt? I mean, I know, like, you know, I know it is what it is, but the idea of having it like it's very, again, that has lots of Triple H over that for me. I know that he's really into his old school, and he did used to be a North American champion at one time, but for me it seems like it's got his imprint on this one to get this back on it.
Yeah, it is that way, and it just shows how much NXT is growing as well at the same time. The fact that they feel like they need another belt, which is kind of true, because when you think back other talents that have been in there, you look at people like, even though they may not seem like it now, people like Tyler, he could have benefited from a belt being there at that time. I'm sure he would have been a candidate for a North American title had it been there earlier.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now guys, gives me a little chance while we're seeing EC3. By the way, how good does he look at the moment? But EC3 coming down. But it gives me a chance to let you guys know that don't forget, if you want to get in touch with us tonight, you want to give a little shout out or tell us what you're doing, give us some. I know you guys have been flooding emails, so I'm going to get through those emails through this podcast. Don't worry. But if you want to, while we're on live, add anything to the show of what we're seeing, give us some live feedback, gladly read some of them out. Don't forget, email us at wrestleline@gmail.com. That is wrestleline@gmail.com, and be glad to do that. Yeah, how cool is it? I mean, it's kind of weird, Matt, that we, you know, like all these people that are coming out at the moment with Sanity as well. It's almost like TNA version 2 that we're seeing here, isn't it? I mean, like, I know, like, the amount of guys now in this. It's. I mean, it's not not everyone TNA, but like there's certainly a big imprint now, isn't there, of TNA guys with the WWE just in general, but NXT especially, and a lot of rumours. Got a few rumours from DX1 here that he's saying that James Storm is in New Orleans and that they may be announcing another little return for him. Of course, he left after a small stint in NXT and went back to TNA, and Triple H gave him his blessing. Does that just go to show you the state of TNA, the fact that he might be coming back again?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good thing, though, isn't it? I mean, if he's going to get more involved with WWE, he's a great talent to have, and I kind of think it's good now that all these TNA guys are getting their fair shot in WWE, because, I mean, I always did watch TNA, and it was because of the talented wrestlers that they have, so I'm glad they've been given the opportunity to shine now on the grand stage here. Cool.
Cool to see Adam Cole. Of course, we saw him a couple of years ago, was it, Matt?
Yeah.
Would have been in York Hall. I mean, crazy how things can change. But this guy is so talented, Ring of Honor guy through and through. But I always thought he would end up in WWE somewhere. But this match, I mean, like a ladder match, Matt. I mean, 6-man does, of course, ring bells. A lot of people have been saying about, it sort of stretches back to the whole Money in the Bank concept for this one. But I'm hoping that the NXT, like you said at the beginning of the show, they always have like something a little bit more innovative with their stuff. So I'm hoping it will be that kind of feel to this, even in this ladder match, that we might see a particularly different style of ladder match in this one.
Yeah, and how far has this guy come over the last year? Velveteen Dream, he's come leaps and bounds, and he's still really young, isn't he? Like 22, 23?
Yeah, he is really young. I mean, this is a guy I could probably see that WWE will really mould and package him just right down here, because they've got time on their side here, so you can see that being the case. Like some of these entrances, I mean, they've really... This is the weird thing about this, is that the entrances down here, when they're here, they look just so much better than they do on the main card sometimes, and yet when they go onto the main card, it looks like a second-rate version. But like even the way they shoot the camera, even like they're doing now with Sullivan, it's like from looking upwards and stuff like that. Like these little things, they really they do set apart some of the stuff that goes on the main roster. I wish WWE's main stuff would actually take more notice of what is going on down here, because I always was said to people about doing the whole over-the-shoulder camera angle for some people as well. I mean, particularly tomorrow, I'd love to see that sort of thing with Ronda Rousey, but they won't. They'll shoot the whole bloody thing, and I just think it looks so much better sometimes. I mean, again, I might be looking into it too much, but I just think production is so important visually to what people are seeing. It does set apart things, but man, I think they've done a good job here. I think they said at the beginning it was about just over 13,000 people for this one, so quite a big crowd on hand.
Yeah, and I think it's crazy to see how anticipated Ricochet is. Everyone's like really up for this. They want to see him make his debut here, and I suppose he might be the favourite in the match even. It's crazy to say that when you look at the talent that's in that ring, because any one of those guys can take that title and be an excellent first champion. I think like this is maybe the base they're going to base this wrestling title around, the future of the NXT.
Yeah, absolutely. So last competitor coming down now. So I mean, yeah, it looks it's a nice. I thought they'd start with this one, but it's a nice build here for this. I think it's what you want, and certainly looking forward to seeing what we get here with this one. Hopefully pretty decent. Now lots of people, of course, I did say you can email me about literally anything for tonight, as long as it's wrestling based. A lot of people, Matt, I don't know if you saw, have been giving me a lot of feedback on about Alberto Del Rio, as he was known in WWE, but Alberto, what's his name?
El Patron.
Patron, yeah, El Patron, he's running. Not showing for the big show that they tried to put on between TNA and Lucha Underground. It was quite a big deal, and he no-showed. That did not go down well, and a few of the listeners, two guys in particular, actually were at that show, and apparently they were pissed. They were not happy, and they're wondering, is TNA actually gonna, get rid of him, or are they that desperate on short on guys that they won't give any consequence? I'm sure there will be some sort of punishment. Whether it's getting rid of him or something else, like they can't just let that go. I'm pretty sure, no matter how low down the business may be in TNA, I'm pretty sure they can't just, let that slide as this match starts. But yeah, that's pretty gutting for them, I think. And don't forget the whole the Ring of Honor show runs parallel with NXT TakeOver again tonight here, Matt. So loads of stuff going on in New Orleans. It's just like wrestling, absolutely wrestling madness here. As we see this one kicking off. Out of the 6, Matt, is there a particular favourite that you're rooting for in this one as a fan?
Oh, this is so difficult, isn't it? I think, EC3, he's a new guy. I mean, I like the guy, but, I feel like, would it be right for him to win a title on his first night? Probably not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to choose one myself. I would love to see the Velveteen Dream win. I'd love to see that kind of start to his career now, because now it's really starting to take off. He had some great feuds, in the previous years, he put that into black and that. I feel this would be a great way to cap off his momentum right now.
Yeah, for me, going in this, I really like EC3, but I think, like you say, I'm not sure he needs to. I mean, it is a big deal to whoever gets the first one of these, because I do think they'll treat this. I mean, I guarantee you this, Matt. I'll say this much, and I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I guarantee you this North American title will be more established than the Cruiserweight one is currently. So It is a big deal in that, because he'll get treated properly, and down at NXT you can kind of guarantee that it will get the right time with everything. I don't know what he's doing there with that ladder, if he's meant to do that or not.
Right. I think that's a bit of an experience for these matches. He's not used to that yet.
It was like the WWE game when it doesn't stand up and you have to stand there forever. Like, what's he doing? It's a bit like that. Man, these two flying off it. The cool thing about NXT is that I think with Triple H, he does give them license to express themselves, which is so cool. But it's so gutting sometimes when you see these guys finally go up to the main roster and they're almost like they can't do it. It's just like, oh my god. How can that be the case? Man, news just coming in. Talking about news and just what we were talking about, Alberto Albatron, he has been, according to PW Insider, released by Impact Wrestling for not showing up. So that is the latest news just coming in the last few minutes, that they have released him from his contract. So not good news for TNA and the usual Impact Wrestling. I mean, usual scoop of news, isn't it, really, from them?
Yeah, things do not sound like they're going well for them. We always keep saying it, how do they stay in business? But, they always find a way. But there's always things like this happening, and it's just not a great way to run your company.
No. Good listener, good friend of the podcast just emailed in. He's listening live from India. It's a really crazy time. Let us know what time that is, Raj. But Raj has just emailed in about that, and he says, Del Rio, could he be back in WWE? Man, if he does, it would be shocking, if I'm honest. And I've got to be honest with you, WWE, regardless of whenever they get people, I know that Vince McMahon and all that, you've probably heard it as well, Matt, he's very much up on guys finishing out, seeing out their original bookings. Like, they don't tend to want to stop people doing that. Even with the Hardy Boys, they still let them wrestle.